It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Kitchen Land USA, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Forheads.
Hey there, good morning to you on Thursday. Hope your week is going well, and we got news.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Classic Route 66 diner, Red's Giant Hamburg, is in financial trouble and being sold at auction next month. The auction is taking place May 15th. The diner is said to be America's first drive-through. It was located for almost 5 decades on Route 66 in Springfield before closing in 1984. And then in 2019, it reopened. It was in a new location, though, and no longer on Route 66.
Yeah.
Red's will remain open until May 14th, so the day before auction. That decision for what's after that, after auction, May 15th, will be up to the new owner. And I'm kind of sad. I'm kind of sad about that.
Well,
I'm surprised because it had such a popular reputation, whenever it was out. And then in 2019, it just, I guess, never took off again like it had previously or historically.
Well, I think it's location. I think if they were still on the route, there are a lot of people who still drive the route, and they'd kill to eat at that place. Now, maybe they drive all the way over to where they're located, but I think their location is kind of a tough place. It's not near anything else. It's in a weird spot. You have to be going there to go there. So I think that hurt them.
Yeah, me too. And I'm sad about it because I like the history of it. Well, we did the big special on Route 66, and so much survives on Route 66. And I feel like you're right. That maybe would have.
Well, the story too is that it was America's first drive-through. So that's what a neat thing for somebody to be driving the route to go experience that.
Yeah.
And so maybe they can move it back. I don't know.
Yeah. We'll see what the new owner does. Okay, now to this. The Ozark Post Office has some repairs to make after someone drove into the brick building. Yikes. Bricks came falling down and they were in a pile on the ground at the post office there on Jackson Street. There were no serious injuries to the driver or anyone inside. So that's great news, but they do have quite a mess to clean up.
Probably the old brake gas mix up, which is why I always tell the kids, be very careful. Never walk in front of a car that's idling in a parking lot, especially when there's another car in front of it. Because, man, a mistake and you're wedged in between.
To me, I think it's interesting because I have not been there in a little while, but for whatever reason, I thought I remembered those barriers in front of each parking spot.
Nope.
But apparently not.
Nope. Yeah.
I could have sworn.
That'd be a good idea.
Good idea.
Saved them some hassle today.
Maybe now there will be.
Maybe now. Yeah. Small town of Hartville in Wright County experienced a small earthquake on Tuesday. The epicenter was just 2 miles from Hartville, so that's where they felt it most. No damage from the 2.6 magnitude quake, so very small, but some people were able to feel it nevertheless. Missouri's House of Representatives unanimously approved a bill that would void non-disclosure agreements in child sexual abuse cases going forward. If it's made to be law, it would mean that victims of sexual abuse could settle lawsuits in the future, but could not be prevented from talking about it if they chose to. It would not affect lawsuits that happened before August 28th, which is the earliest this bill could become law. So it would be future-looking only. That bill still has to go over to the Missouri Senate.
Okay, now to this. Osage Beach police say someone is impersonating them, calling people and trying to scam them out of bail money and personal information. Officers say a would-be victim got a call from a scammer saying that their daughter had been arrested after causing an accident, which was not true. Always call the police department no matter what town you live in if you feel like you're being scammed. In most cases, you're not going to be getting a call from police if your loved one gets arrested. Because if they go to jail, they're going to call you, your loved one. They get one phone call.
Is that it? Well,
you know,
These people take advantage of people in very vulnerable situations where you hear the news, it freaks you out. You're not thinking properly.
Right.
And we've all made poor decisions when making a quick decision sometimes.
Yeah. Well, and I always think I mean, depending on your daughter or your loved one, you're like, yeah, that's feasible. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, what took them so long?
then about your wife, they'd be like, your wife has been arrested for causing an accident. You're like, yeah, that sounds about right.
At least this time I wasn't there when she was arrested.
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Well, that did actually happen. Some of the viewers will remember that. That was back in 2007. All is well if it ended well. Charges were dropped. I was innocent. It's fine. Anyway, okay. None of this. Families in need of food all across the Ozarks have a new option now, a cool, refrigerated new option. Crosslines Community Outreach partnered with several Springfield area Rotary clubs, and the clubs helped make possible a big donation of a refrigerated truck, which is huge. It will be a mobile food pantry on wheels to take food to the people. Especially some who might be struggling with transportation. The new truck will help provide fresh food, perishables to those in need.
Which is huge because most of the stuff that's given out is stuff that has to be shelf stable for
Right.
an extended period of time. But if they can give out fresh chicken or fish or vegetables that are fresh, that's fantastic. Makes a big difference in people's health. If you live in Ozark and you happen to park your car on the street instead of in your driveway, heads up. The city's doing some road work on side streets now, so don't park on the street or it could be towed. Likely, the case is that if your street is affected, you've already been told about this, so we are just giving you notice and a reminder that today's not the day because it's happening today and tomorrow where they're working on the streets in Ozark, so heads up. 2 new dollar stores are going to be coming to Springfield. How about that? Dollar General stores. One on East Division, the other one on West Division. The new one on West Division will likely replace Dollar General's current older store, which is just a few blocks away. So more Dollar General. Some stores closed, some stores open. That's how it goes. This is a first, certainly the first time I've ever heard this, but a man was arrested after a high-speed chase in St. Clair County, which that's not the new part. He said, though, the reason that he fled from officers at nearly 100 miles per hour was to test out his cousin's theory. His cousin's theory was that police wouldn't chase a vehicle at speeds faster than 100 miles an hour. That's the theory. How do you know if it's true to settle an argument at a bar unless you test it out? So now what's interesting is police chased him initially, then they lost him only to find out where he lived and then find him there later and arrest him at his house. So again, he told police he did it to test the theory, which I guess technically was true. The theory actually panned out, did it not?
I mean, yeah, it sounds like it, but it's interesting because chases are hard. Those are hard.
They're hard, very dangerous.
They're very dangerous. They often end up in court because you're putting a lot of people's lives at risk.
Right.
And so are police, but police know something that we don't. I mean, they're like, we have to get this guy, but then other people are involved because they are in traffic, so
right. They're minding
they
their
go
own
south
business.
a lot. And there was one near and dear to my heart that went very south and It was terrible. So it's an interesting scenario because also it's hard for if a person is fleeing and they're probably guilty if they're fleeing, but they don't know that the police stopped. So they keep on going at dangerously high speed. You know what I mean? Because they don't know. They don't know that the chase is over. So,
right. I've been in towns before covering news where it was policy to not chase, and then some people would argue, well, then they know that if they, like this cousin,
right,
if they get above a certain speed, you're not going to come after them. But the police just because they're not chasing doesn't mean they're not coming after you.
Yeah.
They can do it a different route. In this case, there were witnesses who saw where the guy went.
Yeah.
And told police, and they went and arrested him.
Yeah. There's also, there's protocol that's written. So if you're curious, you can look it up and read all about it in each police department's handbook. It's not the same necessarily, department by department. So,
yeah.
Okay. Finally, this actor and comedian Tom Arnold is coming to Springfield. He will do his stand-up comedy act at the Blue Room Comedy Club on June 5th and 6th. Write it down. That will be fun. Arnold has been in several TV shows and movies and was also famously married to Roseanne Barr. So
the height of his career, I think.
He probably has lots of stories to tell. I'm sure of it. So that's kind of cool that he'll be in town, I think. If you're a comedy person, he would be a good one to see, I think.
I think you could make some better choices, but to each his own.
That was funny.
I liked him in True Lies. I'll give him that.
Okay.
I'll say that positive about the guy.
Right.
I liked him in True Lies.
There you go. All right. We want to tell you one more time about AroundTheOzarks.com. We have a contest right now for you to win a Ferris zero-turn lawnmower. All thanks to Sportsland, pickup covers and trailer sales. I almost said all thanks to Q102. We're teaming up with Q102 to give away the lawnmower for free to you, valued at nearly $5,000. But that is made possible by Sportsland, pickup covers and trailer sales. So thank you to them. That's exciting. The winner will be drawn live on May 2nd. That's a Friday night at Sportsland. So go right now and get registered for that. Somebody's got to win.
You got to enter to win. And somebody's going to win. And keep Around the Ozarks in your Rolodex.
Seriously. We have such great contest all the time.
We give away a lot of stuff. Cardinal season is starting, so we'll have Cardinals tickets at some point throughout the season. We give away stuff all the time at Around the Ozarks.
We were giving away Chiefs tickets during season, so it was fun. Anyway.
All right. Sounds like we better go. Somebody's driving outside our house and our dog freaks out.
Okay, great. Have a great day. Thanks so much for joining us, and we hope to see you back here tomorrow morning.
See ya.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by John's Heating and Air, Command Family Medicine, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to your Thursday. Thanks for joining me here at Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. I am meteorologist Abby Dyer. We have temperatures in the 50s early on this morning, and today we've got rain chances. So if you're heading out the door right now, you're on that morning drive, make sure you take the umbrella with you into the office. We don't have a whole lot of active rain currently, but we will see that arrive on the radar as we head into the afternoon. There could be some thunderstorm activity with some of this as well. So more widespread rain in the forecast today compared to what we saw around yesterday. Overall, though, it should be another nice one in terms of temperature with highs back into the upper 70s again. Widespread rain chances, they are back today. And I think that the radar will really blossom closer to the midday hours and early this afternoon. We will also hold on to some rain and storm chances this evening and overnight tonight. And there's a chance that some of us, especially west of Highway 65, get some really heavy downpours. Now, you know the ground is already saturated. We've been talking about the flooding potential already, and this is likely going to continue as we head into the next couple of days. Not only do we have rain chances in the forecast today and again tomorrow, but we're going to hold on to these scattered storm chances all the way through the weekend forecast. We've got consecutive days of rainfall here, and at times there could be some thunderstorms that provide those higher rainfall rates. Flooding will be an issue, and I'm expecting it to be more of an issue in some of our western counties. We could see some flooding impacts over the weekend or even as early as tomorrow. So it's just something to keep in mind if you have anything going on outdoors, if you're near an area waterway, or if you live in a place that's really prone to flooding. Western portions of the region are likely to experience this more so than eastern portions, but still rain for everybody, some flooding potential or impact for everyone in the Ozarks with day after day of rain and storm chance in the Ozarks. Today, I'm expecting that the rain really arrives on the radar for the second half of the day, and rain still looks possible late and overnight tonight. It won't be just like this big wall of rain where it's raining everywhere, but we'll hold on to scattered showers and thunderstorms in the forecast tonight. And as we head into Friday, the rain looks more widespread once again. Temperatures through this time period stay pretty mild. I still have high temperatures in the 70s, upper 70s, 77. My forecast in Springfield today, we're right back into the upper 70s on Friday. And then we may see a bit of a drop by Saturday with highs falling to near 70 degrees. We will continue to see rain chances in the forecast on Sunday too. Again, scattered in nature, not a washout days for the weekend, but enough that I think we'll have to maybe have some backup plans for anything going on outside over the weekend forecast. Around the country, here's what's making headlines. It's our slight risk of excessive rainfall for much of the central and southern plains into the middle and lower Mississippi Valley. Once again, our rainfall is making national news headlines. We've also see some rain over parts of the Pacific Northwest and Northern California today. I think that is going to lead over into Friday of this week as well. So some wet weather for our friends out west. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister trivia question for the day. And the question that I have for you today, if you remember the question the other week, which was which landmark was meant to be temporary, and the answer was the Eiffel Tower. Well, here's a question related to that. What color was the original Eiffel Tower in Paris, France? Do you think it was originally A, black, B, white, C, red, or D, green? And if you watched some documentaries on this, you may have known, or maybe you found it in the research from the question just the other day, but it was actually red originally. This was, again, built as a centerpiece for the 1889 World's Fair in Paris, commemorating the 100th anniversary of the French Revolution. Its plan was to only be there for 20 years and then be destroyed or dismantled, but then it was allowed to stay because the French decided to equip it with a radio antenna, which provided crucial broadcasting and military communication equipment. So it became a permanent landmark, and they decided to paint it, I don't know what you call it now, like a cream color. And of course, it's got the lights all over it. So it's much more attractive now. But originally, it was C, red. So congrats if that was your answer. Here's the question that I have for you tomorrow. Which animal can change color to blend into its surroundings, but is colorblind to its own camouflage? Do you think that's A, the chameleon, B, the cuttlefish, C, the gecko, or D, the walking stick? You can let me know your guess. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. Thank you so much to our sponsors, John's Heating and Air, Command Family Medicine, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Have a great one. We'll chat again first thing tomorrow. Stay dry. Stay safe today.